Welcome to The Holistic Entrepreneur with holistic nurse practitioner, success coach, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie and her expert guests share tips, tools, and strategies to achieve success on your holistic entrepreneur journey. Each show features answers to common entrepreneur challenges, along with a healthy dose of support and motivation. Now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Bonnie Groessl, your host here at The Holistic Entrepreneur. Now today we're continuing our series on content marketing, and we're going to talk about social media. So I'm going to get to that in just a moment, but first I always want to take a moment to just acknowledge all of you and thank you for spending time, your valuable time, here with me on the show. I am so honored. Now, I know that time is our most precious asset, so I always want to make sure that these shows are value-packed so that you feel your time was well spent. You know, I think being a holistic entrepreneur is really more about who you are than what you do. You come from that heart-centered place. You want to make a difference in the world. And perhaps that's you, and that's why you've decided to join us on the show today. So if this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you've tuned in before, welcome back. I hope that you find this will be another great show with insights to help you on your entrepreneur journey. And make sure you check out the show page before you leave. There's always a link to get some gifts, and there's always ways to connect with me. Now, perhaps you would have a message to share. I always love having new guests on the show, so reach out to me if you're interested in being a guest on The Holistic Entrepreneur. Now, the information presented here is educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature. I want you to just take what fits for you and simply let go of the rest. This show does not intend or apply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. I always want to preface every show with that little reminder for all of us. Now, let's get into the show for today. You know, I'm a firm believer that the best way to attract organic traffic is to provide valuable content and engage with your audience. I believe that any entrepreneur can benefit from content marketing, and that's why I'm doing this series on all the different ways, and I know that I'm missing some, that you can do content marketing. Now, if you want leads fast and maybe not the best leads, but you want, clicks, then maybe paid advertising is the way to go. But if your objective is to really obtain qualified leads that turn into long-term relationships and customers and clients that you love working with, then organic traffic wins, hands down, every time. So this is part 5 of the 10-part series where we explore several forms and strategies around content marketing to help you build your business and acquire more clients and have more people to serve. Now remember, no one does what you do in the way you do it. You are one of a kind. You're unique. And so content marketing is a great way to show people that you are different. Now, developing an online presence is essential, right? We've talked about that before. It's essential to growing your business. But you know what? Social media is a part of it. So whether you're a social media fan or not, the key is to building your online presence and making it easier for your ideal clients or patients to find you. You need to meet people where they're at. And that's where they are. They're on social media. Facebook and other social media platforms are here to stay. So often when we set goals, business goals, they're too big and they seem overwhelming, and they are overwhelming. So I would encourage you to start small. Break it down into pieces, baby steps, right? It takes a lot of little baby steps to get to any goal. Now, you don't have to do everything all at once. It's a process. Planning and using a strategy is really critical here. It will really help you. Because the mistake that some entrepreneurs make is getting involved in every social media platform. Too many platforms in the beginning, and then they try to keep up with it. So I would suggest just starting with 1, maybe 2 social media platforms if you're already on Facebook or if you're a LinkedIn person or whatever, but then be active, engage with your community. Be in there on a regular basis. You can add other platforms later if you want, because baby steps, remember? Don't start with everything. So how do you know where to start? Take a look at your business objectives and who your audience is. Is Facebook a better option for you to start with, or is something like LinkedIn better? It really depends on your ideal patient or client, where your audience will be, because you want to meet them where they are. So if you're trying to reach millennials, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter might be more appealing according to current research about social media usage. About 88% of the people that are aged 18 to 29 indicate that they use that form of social media. Now, the majority of Americans use Facebook and YouTube, but young adults, especially heavy users, like Snapchat and Instagram. So it depends on who your audience is. 73% of Americans use YouTube. And Facebook has almost 1.5 billion users a day. That's billion with a B. So now the exception might be some older people, 65 and older, but you know what? My mom is 82 and she uses Facebook all the time. So don't, discount the older people either. Pinterest remains substantially more popular with women. Like 41% of women say that they use that site as opposed to men, saying about 16% of the time. LinkedIn remains especially popular among college graduates and those with high-income households. Like 90% of LinkedIn users also use Facebook, so you're going to find them either place. Often, the users of social media average about 3 platforms on a regular basis. So as far as sales go, how this, gets you a return, 40% of all business transactions are made on a smartphone. There are 125 million smartphones in the U.S. alone. So you want whatever you're doing to be applicable to mobile devices like a smartphone. 80% of people do online research before they make a purchase. So is developing a social media, platform online something that you say you're always going to do, but you never really do it? Well, maybe you've been procrastinating about it because it might feel overwhelming or you don't know where to start. So let's use the example of creating a Facebook page today, just to kind of give you an idea. Perhaps you want to create a business page. And, I think all small businesses and entrepreneurs need to have a Facebook business page. And for lots of reasons, which we won't go into the details of that today, but I think it's a good thing to have. So it might be a good place for you to start if you're not already doing that. Facebook has now made that published page the default. So your page will automatically publish unless you tell it not to. So just be aware of that. That's a change within the last few months. And I know people that, don't want to, publish their page right away. They want to keep it private, and that's fine. But don't take months to do it. I know people have been working on their page for many months and still don't have it published. You can always make changes, take detours, hide or anything, hide a post on your page. Change your mind if you don't want a particular thing there. There's really no risk and not a reason that you shouldn't publish it right away. Just have the certain pieces in place, for just, the about and what the page is called and that sort of thing, and cover art, and just have the basics in place and then publish it. And then you can always work on it. It's a work in progress, just like websites are. But the cool thing is you don't have to buy a domain because you just get to use Facebook's platform. And so you don't need to pay for hosting or anything like that. So it's kind of like having another website. And there are so many things that you can do with a Facebook page these days. You can add a blog, you can promote or sell something, your products or your services. You can add a contact button. You can even have people book appointments with you. So there's all kinds of things that you can do that you couldn't do a year or two ago with a Facebook business page. So take advantage of that. And, Facebook changes their algorithm all the time. And only currently, at the time of this recording, only about 1% to 2% of people who liked your page will see your post. It doesn't get fed to their news feed more than just a couple % of people, unless they're really, engaged. The more they engage and comment and like things, then they're more apt to see some of your posts. Now, here's a little secret. When you change your cover photo, it will be pushed to the news feed of everyone who has liked your page. So it's really a good idea to change your cover photo from time to time. And within Facebook, you can easily share the same post across your pages or groups if you have more than one. And you can also link your page to Instagram. And then you get a double whammy. Everything gets sent there as well. You can add a call to action or your phone number or your email to your cover photo as well. So the thing that goes out to everybody's newsfeed who's liked your page, they'll see that, or at least it'll be in their newsfeed and available for them to see with a phone number or your call to action. You can boost posts too, if you want that organic reach, and you don't want to pay for boosted posts, changing your cover photos are a really great strategy. So whether you start with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, or any of the other social media platforms, it's important to start small, to 1, maybe 2, but not all of them, and then have a strategy. Devote time to it. Take it seriously and make it part of your marketing effort. There's varying opinions on this, but I believe that consistency is more important than frequency. Some people say you need to post, every day. On Twitter, they say you should post, 5 times a day. And because the news feed is so quick, it's so fast. And it's really up to you. I think consistency is more important than the frequency. Choose something that you can do, that you can maintain, you can commit to. Because the bottom line is consistency and commitment. So make it doable. So I hope that those were some tips for you about social media. And I know there's so much more to talk about with social media. So if you want a chat or you want to email me, my contact information and actually also my schedule link for a quick chat is on the show page below. So make sure you check that out. And until next time, I want you to believe that anything is possible as long as you believe in yourself.
You've been listening to The Holistic Entrepreneur, hosted by Bonnie Groessl. The Holistic Entrepreneur has been brought to you by M&B Global Solutions, your source for individualized coaching for entrepreneurs and authors, along with book editing and publishing services. To learn more, go to mandbglobalsolutions.com.